What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. It is Sunday afternoon, and I just finished watching the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints game. What did I tell y'all in my last video, man? I told y'all in my pregame video how it was going to go down. I told y'all to stop sleeping on the Atlanta Falcons, man. I told all of the Saints fans that have been getting on my page. I told y'all, man. I said, stop sleeping on these Falcons. I know we sit at 1-7. Y'all 7-1. Y'all are at home. We were in a hostile environment. But I told y'all what those Atlanta Falcons was going to do to y'all, man. I told y'all anytime we play the New Orleans Saints, you throw the records out the window. But I'm going to get on with this video, man. Falcons Nation, rise up, man. Who that? We that. I told y'all, man. Y'all had y'all chance to redeem y'allself, but y'all got to come to Atlanta Thanksgiving evening, man. It's nothing better than beating the Saints, man. Even in this 1-7 season, man, nothing gives me more pleasure than when we beat the Saints, man, because they so cocky. But I tried to tell y'all fans, man. So all those fans that commented on my last video, come on and eat some of this humble pie, man. Come on and comment on this video. Go ahead and hit that like button for your boy. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel for your boy. Go ahead and drop that message, man. Come on and eat some of this humble pie, because I told y'all. Come on over here and eat some of that crow. I told y'all how it was going to go down. Y'all come on the page talking about we going to blow y'all out. Don't go to sleep now. Don't get quiet now. Come and comment under this video, man. I told y'all that I told y'all how it was going to go down. I told y'all, don't sleep on us. Everybody coming in, commenting, don't sleep on us. We're going to blow y'all out. I told y'all, we won the game 26-9 today, man. The defense was locked down. They played that bend but don't break defense, man. But let me jump right into my video, man. It's a couple key points that I want to hit on, man. First point, game ball goes to the defensive line, man. Shout out to the defensive line, man. 5 sacks on the day. Grady Jarrett, Tack McKinley, Tyler Davison, Jack Crawford, all them boys on the line. AC, Adrian Claiborne, all those dudes getting pressure all day, man. On the front, on the line. Vic Beasley got a sack today, man. I'm telling y'all. I told y'all. They were out there hitting hard. I seen a lot of different things. I told y'all. Raheem Morris taking over the secondary and doing some of the play calling on the defensive side of the ball. I told y'all that was going to be an excellent move. We got pressure all day on Drew Brees. I told y'all in my last video about getting pressure that in my last video when I talked about players that could possibly break out. I told y'all that Grady Jarrett and all of these guys had been really close to getting sacks in this in these last couple games, but we were playing against a lot of mobile quarterbacks in the first 8 games of the season. So all of those plays where guys were running around, Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson, Marcus Mariota, all those games we had early in the season when they were close to getting sacks, man, and they didn't get sacks. Grady Jarrett was breaking through. And all of those guys were escaping and getting first downs and escaping and throwing the ball out of bounds. I told y'all, Drew Brees is not mobile. He's not mobile like that. Once you get pressure on Drew Brees, the only thing he can do is eat the ball, take a sack, or try to throw the ball out of bounds. That's the only chance that he has. He can't scramble like those other guys. And in this game, that showed up, man. Those guys that been getting pressure all season long, but not being rewarded with sacks, all of those guys today, man, got a sack. Everybody was getting pressure on the quarterback today, man. Shout out to DeMonte Casey flying around. Shout out to Afoye Aluakon. I love what I seen out of him, man. Him getting some snaps today. I told y'all, sub him and Devondre Campbell in and out of the game. The coverage, the secondary, I told y'all, these young guys, Isaiah Oliver, Kendall Sheffield, these guys stepped up today, man. Ricardo Allen. They were playing tight man coverage. Casey was just throwing his body around today for the team, man. I think that's how he got injured. Throwing his shoulder, throwing his arm out there, laying some nice hits across the middle. Like that enforcer that we had in Keanu Neal. I'm telling you, these guys has played excellent today. They played with a chip on their shoulders. They came out and played like a team with integrity. All of those people talking about Dan Quinn being fired. I'm telling y'all, man, this is why Arthur Blank is giving Dan Quinn some time. I heard a lot of people saying they didn't agree with the changes that he was making on the defensive side of the ball, moving Raheem Morris back over to the defense and him moving some of the coaching around, but it showed his face today, man. I seen a lot of communication out there with the players. I didn't see players confused. Guys were lined up correctly. Guys were getting after it, man, on the defense and on the offensive end. I told y'all in preseason, man, I seen a lot out of Brian Hill. I heard a lot of people talking about Quadri Olesen, and I have nothing against Quadri Olesen. I think that he could also be a decent player in this league. But I told y'all about Brian Hill. And Brian Hill stepped up today, man. He had a touchdown. He was running the ball hard. Even before Devontae Freeman, a lot of people talked about Devontae Freeman. He was having a good game before he got injured. So we wish Devontae Freeman well. He was running the ball well. We did a good job of controlling the ball, keeping Drew Brees and that offense on the sideline. Didn't I tell y'all that these cornerbacks could be had? I told y'all in my last video, I said these cornerbacks for the Saints can be had in the passing game. And it showed his face today, man. A lot of nice catches out there today. Austin Hooper out there balling, been balling all season. He also went down with an injury. I hope that the injury is not serious because it looked like it was his ankle or his leg that actually got rolled up on. So I hope that it's not a serious tackle because immediately after he was tackled, he was taken in a tent, and then I believe he was taken off the field. So I hope that that's not serious because he's definitely having a Pro Bowl season. He's definitely going to get paid in the offseason. We have to pay Austin Hooper. He was balling today. How about Matt Ryan coming in and hushing all the critics that was talking about Matt Schaub last game and how Matt Schaub balled? I told y'all, if we keep that same game plan of throwing that ball short, meaning stop holding the ball, doing all these 5-step drops, and we just make short passes, and we can get the ball out quick and let our athletes be athletes. You've seen today, man, Matt Ryan getting the ball out quick with those short 3-step drops like the West Coast offense, getting the ball out quick, letting Julio Jones and letting the running backs run out the catch. Russell Gage had some nice catches today. Calvin Ridley got in on the act. It was like all of the players out there were balling. Christian Blake had a nice catch today. I'm telling y'all, man, this Atlanta Falcons team has a lot of promise on it, man. It's a lot of young players on this team that showed out today. But I was really impressed with what I seen out of Brian Hill in the backfield. So Devontae Freeman, he played well, but he got injured today. Hopefully it's not a serious injury because Brian Hill could definitely get re-signed by this team in the offseason because he's a restricted free agent after this year. But if they do want to get rid of Devontae Freeman because he may end up being a cap casualty because of his contract, I do see Brian Hill where he could step up and possibly become the starting running back on this team. Even though we have Ito Smith, I'm telling y'all, I believe more in Brian Hill than I believe in Ito Smith. And the problem that I have with Ito Smith, and I haven't really talked about Ito Smith a lot because he did go to IR. But one thing that I like about Brian Hill, he's a bigger running back. He breaks a lot of tackles. Where Ito Smith is a very small running back. He's smaller than Devontae Freeman. So I don't see Ito Smith being a starting running back in this league, man. I think Ito Smith is a good change of pace back, like the third down back. But I can see Brian Hill taking over this starting running backs role. So hopefully Devontae Freeman can get back in there and really show his stuff the next 7 games. But if he don't come back from injury and Brian Hill gets the starting nod, because now that Ito Smith is on IR, it's now the Young Bucks' chance to step up, meaning Brian Hill and Quadri Olesen both may be active because he was active today. Quadri Olesen, but he didn't get any snaps. But if Quadri Olesen gets some snaps next week and him and Brian Hill are the only running backs because Freeman can't go next week, I'm telling you guys, man, these young running backs may take over this running back room. They may take over that running back spot, man. Freeman might end up being a cap casualty. I don't want to see Devontae Freeman go because I believe if this offensive line plays better, Freeman still has some juice and still has something left in the tank, still has some tread on his tires. But I don't know, man. If Brian Hill continues to ball out like I saw today, if he continues to improve and he continues to show that he's a quality running back and he could possibly be a cheaper running back, where we can spend some of that money that we spent on Devontae Freeman on another pass rusher or something like that coming in, I'm telling you guys, man. I told y'all I could see the Falcons winning a lot of these games in the second half of this season. I told y'all that this schedule is going to get easier down the stretch. And I told y'all that the New Orleans Saints were being overrated. I'm telling you guys, they're not a bad team. Maybe they just had a bad showing today. But I'm telling you, I've watched most of the Saints games this year. And those games that they were winning with Teddy Bridgewater, a couple of those games could have went either way. They were one possession away from losing a lot of games that they won earlier in the season. Like they only beat Dallas, I think 12-9 or something crazy like that. They barely beat Dallas. They barely beat a lot of teams that they won. A lot of those games that the Saints won earlier in the season when Drew Brees was hurt. I'm telling you guys, this NFC is wide open. Now, can the Falcons come back and make the playoffs? It's still that's still a stretch. I don't know if that can happen because the NFC right now is loaded. But if the Saints happen to fall on their face, I don't see the Saints losing 7 in a row or 6 in a row or losing that many games. But stranger things have happened in the NFL, man. And I'm telling you, just like we went on a losing streak, I told you guys, any given Sunday, I told one of those Saints fans that was on my page leaving comments, I told him any given Sunday, when he was saying that we were going to get blown out, I told him any given Sunday, anything can happen, man. And I told y'all, anytime the Saints and the Falcons get together, you throw the records out the window because this is a hated rivalry. This is a heated rivalry. And these games are usually close. But to be honest today, this game wasn't even close. The Atlanta Falcons today, we dominated the Saints. We looked like the 7-1 team today because we dominated them on all aspects of this game. We dominated them. So I don't know if it was just the Saints thought we were underrated or underestimated us. But I'm telling you guys, man, I told you that this Atlanta Falcons team, what I tell y'all about playing with the lead, I said if this Atlanta Falcons team can play with the lead, we could win we could have won a lot of games we lost early in the season. I told y'all that if we play with the lead, and in this game, as you saw, the Falcons led pretty much the whole game. The Saints never took a lead in this game. The Falcons led from the word go. We were leading in this game. We went up 3-0 and we never looked back. And I told y'all, if these guys come out and these players have been being disrespected, even Devondre Campbell was out there playing today, man. As much as we've been harping on how bad he's been in coverage and how bad of a player he is, every single player today of the Falcons, this was our best game played all season long. We finally put it together, playing 4 solid quarters. Now, one thing that I am a little bit concerned about is the injuries, because I don't know how serious DeMonte Casey's injury was. I don't know how serious Austin Hooper's injury was. I don't know how serious Devontae Freeman's injury is. And Kamal Ishmael also went down with injury. So it was multiple players that went down today, that got hurt today, that I don't know how serious their injury is going to be. But I'm telling y'all right now, this game against Carolina next week is definitely winnable. I'm telling you, Carolina is not a better team than the Saints. And we just went to New Orleans and we put a whooping on those guys, man. We shut those guys down. The defense definitely rose to the occasion. Excellent job by Raheem Morris. Excellent job by our linebackers coach, Jeff Albrecht. I told you guys, he's also one of those guys that he's an excellent defensive coach, man. I haven't mentioned him a lot in my videos, but Jeff Albrecht is an underrated coach in this league, coaching the linebackers. He was a long-time player with the 49ers. He was a middle linebacker in this league, and he's very knowledgeable. And I heard in the past couple games, he also has been one of the guys that's been helping out with the defense and doing some of the defensive play calls. But I believe today, Raheem Morris took over the play calls altogether. I don't believe Dan Quinn was calling plays at all today on the defensive side of the ball. But one thing that I can respect out of Dan Quinn is, as a head coach, sometimes you need to delegate guys to do things. You delegate some jobs to other coaches on this coaching staff. And those assistant coaches didn't let him down today. Raheem Morris did an excellent job. I told you guys, he was in the head coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's been around this league a long time on defense and on offense, but he cut his teeth in defense. And I told you guys, he would have those guys ready to play. And that secondary looked very good today. Kendall Sheffield looked excellent, and Isaiah Oliver looked excellent today. Even Bleedy Way Wilson looked good today. And I'm telling you, another player that needs to be on notice is Desmond Trufant. I don't know why they kept putting the camera on Desmond Trufant on the sideline today. I do love True and think he's a decent player. He's a solid corner in this league. But if he doesn't come back from injury soon, and these guys continue to flourish, he's going to be another player that's going to be either being traded next year or he's going to be getting cut. I don't see him getting cut next year because his cap hit is too high, but he's definitely one of those players that could eventually be traded next year or traded during the draft if he doesn't come back and play well. But I'm so proud of my Falcons, man. I told y'all, if it's 2 games that I wanted the Falcons to win this year, it was this game today, and it's the game on Thanksgiving night. Nothing's going to make my Thanksgiving better than hanging out with my family, having some food, having some turkey, having some ham, and on Thanksgiving night beating the Saints in Atlanta. We must win that game, man. But I'm telling you guys, this team can go on a serious winning streak. I told y'all that in my last video, my pregame video. I said this team is going to show improve in this second half. I told y'all, if you go back and watch my videos, I've been telling y'all, have faith. Don't panic. This team, Dan Quinn knows what he's doing. I told y'all, Dan Quinn is an excellent coach. Y'all might say, well, Dan Quinn wasn't coaching the defense today. It was Raheem Morris. But at the end of the day, he's the head coach, and he was the guy that delegated and brought Raheem Morris, basically gave Raheem Morris that assignment to basically take over the defense. And I'm telling you, that was an excellent move by Dan Quinn. That was one of the best adjustments he's made all season. And I'm telling you, if you thought these guys played well today, what do you think we're going to do against the Panthers next week in Carolina? Carolina is a very good team, but I don't think they're a better team than the Saints all around. They're playing with a backup quarterback in Kyle Allen. And Kyle Allen is no Drew Brees, and he's definitely no Cam Newton. So I'm telling you, next week we're going to be ready to play. And I'm telling you, all it takes is for these guys to catch fire. And what I seen today, those guys were hitting today, man. Those guys took it very personal of what they've been hearing, reading in the clippings, if they've been reading the newspaper, if they've been reading what the articles. I'm telling you, nobody picked the Falcons to win this game. And I told you guys, I said, this is going to be a good game. I told y'all, I didn't guarantee a Falcons win because I never guarantee wins. But I told y'all, if y'all if the Falcons follow those keys to victory, if we got pressure on Drew Brees, if we played with the lead, if we ran the ball, if we made those short passes, I told y'all this would be a good game. And I told y'all that these Falcons was going to come out and ball. And I told y'all that these guys, if they're not playing for Dan Quinn, they know that they're playing for their jobs next year. So whether Dan Quinn is fired after this season or not, personally, I wouldn't fire Dan Quinn. But if he is fired after this season, I told you guys, man. I said these players know that they have no tanking in their system. They're not going to tank because the eye in the sky don't lie, man. These guys don't want to put bad tape out there. And these guys came out like their hair was on fire, and they played from the first snap of the game. Those guys played with passion. They played for not only Dan Quinn, but they played for themselves, and they played for the name on the back of their jerseys, man. They played for the city of Atlanta, man. And I appreciate just seeing how hard these guys played today, man. They played with a lot of heart. They played with as champions, man, like a championship team today. And I'm telling you, these young players are only going to get better. The Isaiah Olivers are only getting better. Kendall Sheffield's are only getting better. Brady Wade Wilson and DeMonte Casey going back to his natural safety position like he played last year. Ricardo Allen playing in the box. I told y'all, man, all of the different changes that were made showed up today. And these guys really played their hearts out, man. They put it all on the line for their coach, and not just for their coach, but for themselves, man. Because every player in this locker room is individuals, and they're all independent contractors. And they know if they're not on the Falcons next year, they're going to be playing for another NFL team. And they know I can't go out here and go half speed. I have to put, good tape out there. Because like I said, that eye in the sky is watching. And you don't want to put bad tape out there for other teams to not want to pick you up next year. So those guys balled out, man. Julio was doing this thing. He was eating up Lattimore in this game. Lattimore actually went down with an injury in this game. But all of the guys that got out there and played, and how about the kicker today? Hitting all 4 of his kicks, hitting his PATs. All those people that was jumping down Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn's throat about what they did to Matt Bryant and why they shouldn't have cut Matt Bryant. I told you guys that was the right move. We needed to go young. Youngway Koo balled out today, man. Kicked the ball excellent. made all of the kicks, and this is what I was talking about in my last couple of videos in my post game show against Seattle. I'm talking about when you kick field goals and you miss field goals and you give the opponent good field position because of missed field goals, that comes back to bite the team in the butt, man. And today it showed up when Younghoe Koo made those field goals and didn't give up good field position. We had good punts by Ryan Allen. I'm telling you, Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff made the right move with getting rid of Matt Bryant and bringing in Younghoe Koo and bringing in that kicker from they used to play with the Patriots and Ryan Allen. Ryan Allen also got his leg hit doing a roughing the kicker, so I hope he's going to be all right and ready to go next week. But I'm telling you, man, I'm so impressed with this game because we finally put four quarters together, man. And this is what Dan Quinn has been talking about all season long about, man, if we can only put 4 good quarters together and play consistent. This was finally, we saw the Falcons play consistent football. We saw smart football. We didn't see a bunch of penalties. Like I said, we looked like the team that was 7-1 today, man. The Saints are the team that was a team that had a bunch of penalties. Today we played pretty clean football for the most part. We had a few penalties in the game, a couple penalties in the game, but we went out and executed the game plan. The game plan was to keep the ball out of Drew Brees' hands, run the football, and execute on third downs, convert on third downs. And we did that today, man. We were I believe, over 50% in converting our third downs. And you're going to win a lot of games in this league if you can convert on third down and you can keep the defense on the field for long periods of time and keep the high-power offense of the Saints or any other team on the sideline. Because believe it or not, everybody was hyping up this Saints defense. And I've been saying it all season long. The Saints defense is just average. They don't have a Chicago Bears type defense or a lockdown or shutdown defense. The difference between the Saints and the Saints offense usually controls the football. They score a lot of points, but when Drew Brees was out and Teddy Bridgewater was in the game, they were going on long, methodical drives and running the ball and throwing short passes and basically converting on third down. And they were keeping their defense off the field, which is the Saints' weak point. Just like the Falcons, the Saints are an offensive team. I don't care what you say. Just like the Atlanta Falcons, the Saints are an offensive-minded team. So the game plan for the Saints, just like it should be for the Falcons, is play with a lead. The Saints don't play well from behind, and they were playing from behind all game. They were behind the 8 ball, and this is what we show them. If the Falcons can get out to a lead, just like I've been saying all season long in my keys to victory about starting fast and playing fast and starting off fast and not getting penalties and get behind the chains, this is what happens. This is what happens when you play mistake-free football. You don't give up penalties and give up free first downs. You don't keep your defense on the field where they get gassed. Because if you saw the Saints defense today, those guys were getting gassed because we were running the football. We were converting on third down. We were being very methodical, getting first downs. And when you do that, that frustrates a pass rush. I don't think I heard Cameron Jordan's name all game pretty much. Cameron Jordan didn't do nothing today. I think the only sack I saw out there was Onyemata. He had 1 sack. But other than that, Dirk Cutter stuck with that quick passing game, or whoever was calling the plays, because I've been hearing that Greg Knapp has also possibly been helping calling plays, him and Matt Ryan last game. Whoever's doing the play calling, whether it was Dirk Cutter, whether it was Matt Ryan, or whether it was a collaboration between the 3 guys, Dirk Cutter, Matt Ryan, and Greg Knapp. It was an excellent game plan, and those guys executed. For the first time all season, we executed on every point in the game. All 3 phases played well today. The special teams played well, the offense played well, and the defense played well. So all I got to say, man, is well done, man. Rise up, man. I'm so proud of this team. Man, I'm so proud of Dan Quinn and his coaching staff, Raheem Morris, all these guys that stepped up today, man. Proud of these players that actually finally executed. I didn't see miscommunication out there. I seen guys communicating for the first time this season. I didn't see a bunch of busted coverages. It seemed like guys were where they needed to be. Man, it was just an excellent game, man. But that's it, man. I'm not going to prolong the video, but please like, please share, please subscribe to the channel. Please tell your Falcons friends about the channel, any football fans about the channel, man. If you have any questions about the game today, man, about anything Atlanta Falcons oriented, or maybe even about your team, definitely drop a comment definitely drop a comment on my page. I appreciate every one of my subscribers, man. Y'all continue to rise up. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Normally, I wait to do my video, man, but I was so excited I had to go ahead and get the video in. Usually, I like to wait to do my video because I like to watch the other games, because right now, Carolina and Green Bay are playing, and I want to see the different things that Carolina is doing and also what Green Bay is doing, because we play Carolina next week at Carolina. But I'm encouraged. These guys play with confidence, and all I got to say is look out, Panthers Nation, or look out, Carolina Panthers, because the Atlanta Falcons are coming for you, man. We're coming for this NFC South championship. It's not over yet. Hopefully we can get the Saints to continue to lose, and hopefully we can keep winning, and hopefully we can catch these guys. Maybe it can be a finish to the end, a fight to the finish. Maybe it can come down to this game against the Saints and the Falcons against Thursday night game, Thanksgiving weekend, man. But like I said, this has been your boy Jew. Always, as always, Falcons Nation, rise up. I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. God bless. Good night. I'm out, man. Peace. Love y'all.